It is a very controversial plan to teach sex education to kids as early as kindergarten now. The plan being proposed in Helena, Montana, includes teaching first graders that people can be attracted to the same gender. And by age 10, students are taught about different types of intercourse.
There's something bittersweet about the video you just watched. And what's bittersweet is the fact that we told you so. I made a video about it too. More specifically, I'm going to show a clip from Doc's video about it. Where he talks about UNESCO's Sexual Education Manual from last year. This video was taken or uploaded September 7th, 2009, and he tells you about it. Now, we may not all agree on the opinions of him or anyone else, but he told you so. And it seems that most of the time when we tell you something, it's probably going to happen. What people don't understand is that in society where everything's now, for stuff like this, it takes a while for it to be implemented into society. Not only because they have to indoctrinate the mass a little more to get them to love their servitude, but they also have to get the financing, the resources. They have to funnel it up through the schools and the businesses and what have you in order to do these things. So check this out, and then we'll talk about things like this a little bit more.
It's from the United Nations. It's UNESCO, and they're a huge educational foundation that basically exerts its force over the different school systems of the nations involved in the UN. And they've issued out mandatory sex education guidelines for all of their member countries. Now, I want to let you, and I'm going to show you this stuff too, because you are just not going to believe it, right? Okay? They want to teach 5 to 8-year-olds about where and how to touch their body parts that feels good. They want to have another section on masturbation to 5 and 8-year-olds. 5 and 8-year-olds. They want to have another section indoctrinating children that being homosexual is normal. Okay?
So, it's amazing. It is. It really is. Because for things like this, and there was another thing in Australia, ABC tells kids to kill themselves for global warming. As you can see, that right there is another thing that people just kind of sidestepped. And ABC took it down, their little game, because, oh, we don't want people actually verifying or being able to, if they actually were to take the time to do so, and showing that in our schools we were teaching kids and doing a little mathematical equation by which kids would find out what their carbon footprint on the earth would be, and then around that time they'd have to kill themselves, or they'd indoctrinate them to want to, so they could help save the earth. Think about the things. Be open to changing your own preconceived notions on life. Because only then can we be united. Only then can we break the falsities that is spewed out from the news, the mass media, and everything else. And I'll tell you what's going to happen with this racism thing. It's going to get a lot worse. A lot worse. And why is it going to get a lot worse? Because people won't break the barrier and understand that the media is making you attack me and me attack you. Not specifically me against you, but the mass amount of people. How are people like Michael Savage, who simply talks about government, bureaucracy, and corruption, not allowed in places like England, but the Black Panther, or Mel Gibson, or someone who actually incites violence is allowed to fly wherever he wants? Why is that? And why are they allowed to pervade our TVs? And why do we sit there and watch them day after day while they further instill violence and hatred inside the mass amount of people? Wait until Glenn Beck, the puppet, has his little 8/28 thing. I do believe that's the date where him and Sarah Palin, who's kissing on Henry Kissinger, is going to stand in front and talk about liberty and unity. And the Black Panther Party said, we'll meet you there. Wait for it. And then the NAACP, which actually said a lot of good things, and they held accountable the Tea Party movement, of which if you're going to be an organization for freedom, you should also conduct yourselves appropriate and professionally so you can be taken serious on the national stage, instead of allowing people to incite violence and racism over there too. It's true. And the KKK is no different. But sadly, for some reason, of which I'm not going to sit here and emphasize on, the KKK was also voting for President Obama. Anyone but Clinton vote Obama. Could they have put someone else, a white guy? Yes, they could have, but they didn't. They put a black guy on their posters when they picketed. For you people that don't believe me, here's the picture. Now, it's a barrier. We have been controlled, we're being controlled, and will continue to be controlled until you guys step out of your cages and start getting upset about things and actually being proactive and doing something about the degradation of enslaving us all. They have the control. They're going to have the control. They're going to continue to have the control because everyone sits on their asses, or they continue to stay ignorant, and they just get angry. They're waiting for you to incite violence. They're waiting for it. Who's they? You decide. I'm not going to make that decision for you. I already know. But they're waiting for it. And you, the mass amount of people, are helping. You're helping. We argue about religion, race, foolishness. We argue about topics of movies, entertainment, sex. What should be taught to our kids by the educational system when you're too lazy to do it yourselves? To instill true good values. Because the semantics don't matter. Your little opinions, your thoughts of what you think something means. The facts matter. Instill that in your kids and let them make the decisions by themselves. Raise them to think for themselves, but not to impose it upon someone else. We're running out of time. We're already past that moment. And albeit, I'll probably get a few comments stating, wow, you're just sounding crazy. Well, you need to do your research because I'm not the crazy one. You're the one because you're blinded by what's going on around you as everything collapses and you do nothing. So with that, I'll see you guys next time and wake the hell up. Please, for all of us.